G'day guys, Brisbane brothers here. Ozzy and Dan. What a beauty. XW here.
It's an absolute beauty, guys.
You always get a smile, guys, when you're working on something with the old 4V heads on it.
I was just happy. I was like, someone's done the right thing. These cars, see these guys? If you see a motor for sale, advertises 4V, and you don't see that extra accessory hole in the front there, particularly a lot of guys, just what you look out for.
What happened today, we've come out, we've heard this thing's just been backfiring a little bit, so we wanted a bit of a diagnose / tune if we could get that far. I removed the dizzy cap here. It's got a really shallow fan spacer, so it was hard to get on the crank. I hopped onto the car, I was spinning it backwards and forwards, and Dan was having a look how much slack till the rotor button moves, and I was going about 40, maybe 50 mil, which, I don't know, what's that, 20, 30 degrees. We realised, yep, it's loose, so I undone the fuel pump quickly, 2 bolts there, get the finger in the side and feel that chain, and it's absolutely so loose, moves heaps. So that's the first job we're gonna do. No point even attempting to tune an engine if the timing chain's loose, you'll just be wasting time. Alrighty. Dan's is going to drop the covers, and because it needs a chain and we're going to be, 2 degrees away from the camshaft there, we're just going to check that it hasn't wiped a lobe and that no other damage has happened from the chain being so loose. So we'll drop the covers, and I'll film with the GoPro and with my phone, turning the engine over with the ignition disabled for about 7-8 seconds, and then I'll look back on the video and check that all the rocker arms are rocking the same, so we know that the camshaft's in good enough order that if we come back to do a chain, that'll get this thing running pretty good.
To be honest, guys, I think that's our thing. I've never heard anyone else doing that. I came up with the idea a while ago, and it's very handy. So you just get a nice set point, record it, and you can go back and watch the movement of the rocker. You can pick up if there's a wiped cam that way. It's very
handy.
Very basic. It's like people joke around about, instead of getting Haltech, you just have a camera recording the tacho. So
yes.
you've got your data linked to a time.
Yeah.
And so
if the engine blows up, you at least know what was going on.
If it works, it's not stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. Cool. We'll get that off. Keep cracking away. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. We've been banging heaps of videos out, heaps of jobs out lately and not getting any video footage.
Even this one, guys, we just ripped in because we're just keen to get the job done. So go and grab the camera and get the scene. Even though it's a bit late and we already covered up the beauty a bit, but hey guys, better something than nothing.
Alright guys, just a little scene here. We've taken the covers off. This car just recently got painted. It's got heaps of dust on the engine from the panel shop. So we've got to get rid of all of that. We don't want none of that going in. Took this air filter off real quick. I didn't have a look at it. Actually, it didn't look too bad here. And the more you look at it closely, I was like, oh, she's had a bit of contamination. There's some dirt in there. Have a look on the inside, guys. That's a bad one. Gee, what an absolutely beautiful XW Ute. Check this out, guys. Check this out. GS steering wheel. Oi! GD dash. Wow. Look at this, guys. Bench seat trimmed. XY Fairmont. Absolutely love it. Wow. Fairmont roof lining. Wow. Oh, bro, this is so nice inside. Oh man, this Ute is beautiful, bro. Wait till you see the interior, man. GS wheel, GS dash.
A little tip, guys. It's a bit off topic, but most of you will know this. So if you know this, just ignore it to people that don't know. When you're setting up roller rockers, guys, you do everything. You do the setup, and then you just have a visual, and you double check that just they're uniform intake and exhaust, the count of threads, just in case, you know, there's something discrepancy.
So
or
obviously intake's more inboard. What he's saying is the height of the poly lock grub screw. You want to have a look, and you want the fall to be pretty much even to know that they're all adjusted somewhat.
It's very
in
logical,
the same
but
ballpark.
there are these little checks that treat guys. You want to get about this angle here, as close as you can, and then you want to come across and try and film the scene to check the full lift of every rocker. Alright, so I'll record. Okay.
Ready?
Yep, ready, bro. Yep.
Nice.
So now, guys, I'll
Over to this side.
go back, watch that video, and just double check we're getting full sweep. So we'll do the next side. Okay, hang on a second, bro.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
Yep, I could already see they're all mint, but I've got the video now as a reference. So what we do, guys, is just go back and so we just good. Watch the video over and over.
Again and again.
Just
Press
watch
play.
every rocker. Yep, so full there, full there, full there, full there.
Nice.
Watch it again because I didn't watch the back two. Yep, absolutely,
Very nice.
absolutely.
Very nice. Camshaft
to the other
hooks in
side.
good order. Yep.
So instead of jerking the engine, you just jerk your phone around here. Makes sense?
Beautiful.
You can watch the video all day.
Real nice. So we came out the other day to do a bit of a troubleshoot, diagnose. This engine wasn't running, was backfiring. The guy had another mechanic mobile come out and have a look, tinker with it, and ended up making it worse. So we came in, it wasn't running at all. We had a bit of a look before we started tuning. We checked for the timing chain stretch, really sloppy. No point attempting to tune anything when it's that bad. It was moving, probably one of the most vlogged out ones I've ever seen. So we've got to get in and swap that out. While we're at it, he said we may as well upgrade to a new water pump here, and then paint it blue and touch up the front of the block and the heads a little bit so it looks nice and tidy. So we're going to get in, rip in, do that, get as much done as we can today. Something else we noticed while we were looking over the car, the brake booster had a bit of a leak between the cylinder and the booster. So he's asked us to remove it. We took it into Slack Street brake and clutch and had it fully rebuilt. I'll grab that in a minute and show you guys.
Nothing makes me happier than when we recommend something and the customer takes it on and he's happy I said that. Just the look of it looking so crusty, kind of let this car down. It just looked like it wasn't touched since the beginning of time.
It wasn't bolted in properly too when we undid it. Yeah, the wrong clip on it.
Brand new reconditioned booster there for brand new master. It's going to make the whole engine bay pop, and a little bit of detail there. I love it when they say, yes, go ahead, do it boys, clean it up. It's going to be beautiful. We already got good results, guys, diagnosing. The backfiring was someone actually had pulled the leads out, so there was a few leads that weren't making any contact, so that was a win there. The guy thought he might have been up for a new engine, but no, guys, we isolated just a set of leads. We're going to do the timing chain so we can actually tune it up, mint the motor up, get it before and after. Awesome. Make sure to go back, guys, check out our old videos. We do quite a bit of stuff like this, working on the old girls. No job too small, too big. Mobile work's our niche. It's pretty tricky, guys, planning to do something far away from the home to bring everything we need and to get the job done, but the planning involved is what makes it possible.
Man, there's some wasps in this shed, eh? Just about giving me the shits. Noticed something when we were out the other day, guys. There was a zip tie holes in the cable on here, not the correct clip. So I've had a bit of a look around at home and I found that. He wanted a set of rocket cover lead separators. I've got a few of those stashed away, so I fished some out. These are the incorrect breather here, guys. This is a push-in breather. I went and braided the old parts at home. It's good having spare shit at home. That's the correct cookie cutter breather that's meant to be on that cover on the other side. That's a PCV valve that's meant to be in that cover on the back, going back into the carby. Very important that you have your PCV connected on a street cruiser, guys. If you have a bit of a look here, guys, you'll notice a rocket cover spacer. It's got screw-in studs and roller rockers. They wanted to retain the power by Ford, so that's pretty cool. This is something cool about getting us to do a bit of work on your project, guys. We've got the time to actually make things look pretty and go through and get all of your little brackets and pointers and your water pumps and your pulleys and everything looking real nice. the fan, the dipstick,
Where do you
basically
get this
everything
stuff, bro?
we've undone.
How do you come? How do you get it? He's got a collection of all these rare
Well,
pulleys.
the customer had double row pulleys on there. It's got no aircon, no power steering. He said, hey, would we have some singles? I said, yes. This is your traditional single row set, but just in case you ran into any issues, I've brought the shallower and deeper, lower pulleys for the thicker and smaller Harmo. We've put a new Rollmaster chain on. The chain's on the engine already with the blue chain. See, this one's black and it says roll on. Roll on is not anti-stretch. Also, if you're looking at your Rollmaster and it's got one timing keyway, chances are it's old stock, old as fuck.
So old.
Probably older than 20 years. So she was a Rollmaster, but she was no go.
One of the first Rollmasters ever, most likely.
We've put on a Rollmaster multi-keyway with a proper IWIS chain. We noticed a really bad leak between the booster and the master when we were here last time. So bad, I pointed it out. It's very good if I suggest something and the customer goes, yeah mate, good spotting, let's do it. I love that. That's what we're all about, guys. Not just fixing what's wrong with the car, making them safe enough to drive to be around on the road for the next 30 years. These cars are getting so old and rare and valuable at the moment. Even an XW Ute like this, to the untrained eye, you'd probably think, oh, it's just an old car. That's 70 grand sitting there, guys. You have to respect it. Not just anyone is allowed to come and work on a car like this. This car's insured in this spot here, nowhere else. So technically this can't even go to a workshop to get worked on. So it's a very unique service that we've got, guys. Come out mobile, fix it, diagnose, fix it, give you a bit of backstory. Got a phone call one day from a guy, interstate truck driver. He goes, g'day, got an old XW Ute, and I had a mechanic come out and have a look. Wasn't running very good. The mechanic actually made it run so bad it wouldn't run at all. It was just backfiring and farting and playing up. And I was like, all right. And I go, but did it run or not? And he goes, yeah, it did. It just doesn't run now. So I thought, well, let's go and have a bit of a look, see what we can do. First thing we did, guys, we turned the harmonic balancer around. I took the cap off of the Dizzy, and we had a look turning the engine around clockwise on the harmonic balancer. This spins counterclockwise, so you watch it and then you stop on the Harmo and you go back the other way. So you change direction and you see how much slack there is between forwards and backwards of this changing direction. So if you've got a breaker bar on 360 degrees, if you move the breaker bar about 1 inch before you see that move, you know there's some loose in the chain. You want to move it, you want a couple of mil, and you want to see the rotor button changing direction straight away. So yeah, so what you want to do, you want to move the harmonic balancer and you want to see that rotor button changing direction straight away. If it doesn't change direction, undo your fuel pump, pop your finger in the side here, guys, and feel the chain. That's what you want to see, nice and tight.
Nice.
You should have seen what was on there.
Beautiful.
The one that was on there was moving around like so bad. If I attempted to tune the engine, it wouldn't be holding the tune. There's nothing you can do when the timing chain is that loose. It's very, very common on a Cleveland for the timing chains to fuck out. It's the first hardest wearing part. When they go, you're not going to get any sort of a tune in the engine without replacing it. That's done now. We're going to seal it all up, button it all up.
Cleaned everything.
Swap the booster.
Good,
thanks.
Clean the sun brows back. Perfect.
Not yet. It's a freak of a job. Okay guys, just a little quick one we're going to do here. If you're ever swapping a fuel pump on a Clevo and you're having trouble getting it on, it'll be because this eccentric will be in the wrong part. If it's anywhere down here, you're going to have to fight the actual diaphragm in the pump to crank that arm down as you're doing it up. So a good little tip, if you put the bolt, if the Harmo's on, obviously you'll have a timing cover on when you do this job. You can turn the engine around until you get that part where it's closer to the bolt here. And it'll be way, way easier to do up the fuel pump. Or if you're like me, you can just do the fuel pump up wherever it is. What are you doing down there, bro?
Guys, one of the most time-consuming things with a lot of jobs is getting the gasket surfaces back perfect to seal. One of my little pro tips, guys. Degreaser brake cleaner evaporates way too fast. The old WD, oily, hangs around, less fumes, and you get more time to scrub and action. It actually, you know, like the old baby oil to get underneath the dirt and lift it off? kind of the technique with this. So scourer, rough scourer, WD-40, and it's fantastic.
Yo, g'day guys, Brisbane brothers here, Aussie.
And Dan's.
We're just out tail end, boys, of this XW Ute build. This thing, when we came here, didn't run for shit. A mobile mechanic came out, couldn't get it running, suggested we come and have a go. Listen to this, boys.
Beauty, bro. Yes, for Ute was worth it, eh? Got a bit hot there, bro. A bit of hard work.
You had a bit of an issue with the resistor wire to the coil.
Beauty. It looks so much better aesthetically. Nicely done a bit of his cosmetic work here. Gave it a nice repaint. Look at it. Beautiful. Fresh water pump. Fresh tied as Rollmaster timing chain. So when you set the timing, now it's going to be perfect. Fully reconditioned brake booster. Look at that. That's what you want, guys. Brand new. Look at it.
Nice. Sounds good. Sounds like a time to get this fast.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the return. Something's never ends with the old cars. There's just constant ways to improve. What we done, we had to bring this clip. It's actually the wrong accelerator cable, but we'll try and get it as good as we can. Bro, it's nice. It sounds nice. Oh, it's really responsive too. It's a nice motor, eh?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Sweated our ring out doing this today, but we got it done. Awesome feeling when you get to the tail end. Beautiful.
Sounds great.
Looks happy. Ford. Took a little while, but hey, we got it. Nothing good comes easy, guys. I've never done that before. Bro, it never revved like that before.
Beauty.
It didn't even run, guys. So
That's what you want, guys.
Awesome.
We got in, we did a water pump, timing chain, sump gasket, single row pulley upgrade. We've put the correct clips on here. They had it nut and bolted. Would have taken so long to put the bolt on the bottom, it was just stupid, so we've put the right clips on there. We've put some rocket cover lead separators on. We've sorted out the leads. We've put a new set of plugs in it. New booster, reconditioned, brand new master cylinder. All the brakes are bled all round. It's been tuned now. We've set the timing. We've increased the the voltage to the coil here, so we've got 12 volt all the time. No resistor wire. Guys, this is it. What more can you ask for? We came along, it didn't run at all. We're leaving today. She's a fully driving car.
And so much nicer aesthetically. Look how nice that looks.
We'll have to give the radiator a last top too, because that'll drop a bit.
When we
I
rocked
didn't
up,
even top the battery up.
this was the colour of rust, raw. That's how it's meant to look. We actually even have a module cap for the DC for him too. Just, guys, we've constantly got all these little improvements, and Isaac's got great ideas to just make any car better. Like the speed clips, that's the way it's meant to be. It was so annoying with that nut and bolt setup. But guys, we come along, we just fix all that stuff right up, get it beautiful. Awesome. Very nice Ute, guys. XWs have a special place in our heart. Love working on them. Super tough cars. Things are beauty. This guy's going to be so happy he's got the thing running finally and looking way better than it ever did. Awesome. Good work, bro.
Very nice. No, thanks, bro. Can't do it on my own. Alrighty, I'll pack up.
The only thing left to do now, guys, is we actually have to give this a road test, but the owner's actually away, so we're going to have to ring him and say we're going to have to organise. We have to really, to finish the job, it has to be turnkey. We actually have to drive the car.
There was bolts missing out of the booster, guys. It had the wrong clip holding the booster on. There was no bush on the pedal holding the booster on. It was all flogged out. Like, we've improved like 100 little issues with this whole combination. It's going to be fantastic. It's just never ending. You can just keep going and going and going. We've got a cookie cutter breather and a PCV to go in here. We'll just leave that with the guy because it's running fine. Next time we come back to do the sway bar, next time we come back to do the speedo cable, we'll sort that. So there's some videos coming, just be patient, guys. Make sure you check out some older stuff. There's some videos there I see not many people have watched with some really good tips in it. So make sure you go back, check out all the videos, guys. There's some gold in every video. There's a little bit of gold.